Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, or in this video rather, we're going to be taking a look at the Brazil Revolt, which is available to the Portuguese and the Dutch. Now, specifically in this video, we're going to be looking at it from the Portuguese side of things, as I find they do this Revolt better and are more interesting than the Dutch version. So for the deck we're going to be going for, we're going to have Vitórias. We're going to have, obviously, Advanced Arsenal. You'll have your different eco upgrades. This is a little bit different. You don't really need those. I'd trade these out probably for eco if you're going real late game. We have Team Gunpowder Infantry, and this will be used to pair well with the Revolutionaries, the free Revolutionaries you'll get. We have our TC build limit and TC card shipments because we want to pair this with Vitórias to keep up some eco even after we revolt. And obviously we want our Order of Aviz and our Dragoon Combat, and both of those will pair really well with this Revolt due to this Revolt's unique unit. So let me go ahead and Nova and Orion this. Orion, and Speed always wins. And we'll just get in a couple cards here. We'll grab Advanced Arsenal, Dragoon Combat, Team Gunpowder, and Order of Aviz. Those will be the ones we're going to be going with here. Now this Revolt, instead of getting normal 200 HP Revolutionaries and all that, you get Voluntarios da Patria. I don't think I said that right, but that's whatever. Weaker but more numerous Revolutionaries that are produced for free from town centers. So you can see here, obviously it's not going to be this fast in-game, but you do get these built for free at all your town centers. And as it's obvious, they have much weaker HP and much less attack. They are still one pop, so honestly, if the game goes long enough, this is way worse than just having Revolutionaries, just because the pop is what matters that late. But, you know, in a one-time push or whatever, in a 1v1, it can be quite good. Now, this is the deck we're working with. Quite small, like the Peru, the Argentina one, but it does have some features which I quite like. The first of which we'll look at here is the legendary Native Warriors. And also the 2P Blackwood. So you'll ship the 2P Blackwood, and they're quite good. These are age 4 ones, and then you can ship legendary, and they'll get up to the age 5 version. These are really strong. 33 ranged attack with a 1.5 rate of fire. Very low hit points, but they'll do well. And you can up those hit points a little more with the breastplate upgrade there. There is the next card we're looking at here is the Guard of Honor. So this, your Dragoons upgrade to Independence Dragoons, which are age 4 Dragoons, that have a powerful lance attack at close range. So we can go ahead and grab a batch of Dragoons, and this is their stats. You know, they got the extra range and stuff because of the card we sent for the ports. They got pretty good attack and all that things. And we'll actually go ahead and up these to age 4. Just so we can contrast these two units. So this is age 4. Normally, if you send this, it would just upgrade them to age 4 to you. But for this test, I want to go ahead and up them to age 4. So let's ship this now. So you can see their range, their siege, their health doesn't change any. But they add this 50 hand attack. And this is pretty big. This means that if units get on top of them or whatever, they'll switch into that hand attack real close and start whacking them. They have no hand attack multipliers, even if we switch, so they won't do like extra well against Cav and hand attack. But if Cav run up on them, they'll switch to that hand attack, and all the other units in your group will be, you know, shooting. All your other Dragoons, the ones that are being attacked up close, will switch to that hand attack. This makes them uniquely good at also countering Skirm, which, you know, usually Skirm counter Dragoons, but these can do really well against. If at least if the Skirm is a little enough group, these will do really well against them. So that's quite cool. We can upgrade them a little bit more with the ranged Caracal. That'll give them more range, slightly more hand attack, and this is just a really nice unit. These pair pretty well with the 2P Blackwood. So you got kind of a little bit. You kind of got just a little bit of Skirm Goon going. Although I wish you could. I wish you could build more than just 14. That just seems a little bit too few. One thing that I do find interesting is even though these really are hand cav as well as range cav, they do not have that tag. So Cavalry Cuirass and the siege card here, or I forget what it's called, but the card that makes it better at siege, neither of those affect it, which I guess that's fine. I really think they should have the hand cavalry tag. I mean, that's really what they are. I mean, look at this big lance. But, you know, that's something that could be easily fixed, I think. There is also the Minas Gerius. I think this is unique to the Brazil Revolt, but it doesn't ship you citizens like other versions of this card too, but it does add a 3.3 coin trickle, which is very nice. One other thing, or there'll be a couple other things, but one thing I do find extra interesting here is the, I don't know how you say this, but Huguncos. I'm just saying it that way. I have no idea how you're supposed to. These are 1 pop. They are 120 food. They're pretty cheap. But what's cool about them is they're basically rifle riders. They're 1 pop rifle riders, so they got nice range. Or they got normal range. They don't have like range like these, but they have that multiplier against hand cav, or heavy cav rather, and they have a multiplier against heavy infantry. I find this a weird pairing with already having such good goons. So like I guess these are technically weak against heavy infantry, but I find goons like hold out fine. So it seems to me that would make more sense to make these guys good against skirm rather than heavy infantry, but that's just a little nitpick. But that's whatever. That's just, yeah, a little nitpick. They do have the outlaw tag, so if we actually, let's go ahead and grab a Vil, we can go ahead and grab this. Since they have the outlaw tag, they will be affected by this upgrade. So as you can see, their stats get pretty high for being a 1-pop guy, so that's cool. They don't have the 1.5 rate of fire that rifle riders have. That is something important to mention. They're good, but they're not that 1.5, just absolutely insane like rifle riders are. These guys will be affected by all these upgrades, of course. Or not all of them. I think the bayonet socket thing doesn't affect them, but they still are very weak even with those. So what I've been doing with this series is not only explaining the Revolt to y'all, but also explaining like what later game 30-minute plus changes I would make to this. The first one I would make is give these guys the hand cavalry tags, so this upgrade and the siege upgrade affects them. But I think I would also add one thing I would add is a card to allow age 5 cav upgrades, so that way you could get the age 5 hussar and the age 5 independence dragoons. That's just something I would add. You don't have to make it too strong, like you don't have to make it just super easy to revolt and then get age 5 units right away, but you could add, it costs a card and then it costs the full cost down here. That would be, like a card at this late in the game is worth like 1,400 to 1,600 resources, so it's not overpowered to have to spend a card and then also have to spend resources to get an age 5. One age 5 unit, and if you want another age 5 unit. So definitely I would add a card that allows age 5 upgrades for your cav. You don't really have to do anything with this unit. It's pretty strong for being 1 pop, so that's whatever. Even if it kind of conflicts, I feel like, with the Dragoon, that's whatever to me. The Tupi, I would make them just fully trainable, or at least up their build limit a little bit. They are strong with damage, but really their HP isn't that great. And I wouldn't do anything with these. They're good in Supremacy, but other than that, most games I'd probably just pause them, honestly, because I don't want them taking up pop. So I think that's all I have for this Revolt. Quite fun. I haven't used it in a game before, but I have used it in like AI tests, and these guys are fun to use, although they definitely fall behind a little later on. But once you do it, they're very strong, but after that they really fall off. One interesting interaction that this Revolt has for Dutch is that this makes Reuters very good at hand attacks. So Reuters usually only have I think 13 or something. What this does is it makes their hand attack go up to 26 with range careful, 26 hand attack and 24 range attack. So Reuters will have better hand attack than range attack, which is kind of funny. I mean, these guys have better hand attack than range attack, but it looks a lot funnier on a Reuter because they got their little knifey thingy, and it's just kind of funny to me. But one thing I don't like about the Reuter thing is that while I'm okay with them adding the hand attack Reuters and taking away the multipliers, which it takes away the hand attack multipliers for Reuters as well, is that then you can build Reuters and these Independence Dragoons. I don't want it to switch all your Reuters into Independence Dragoons. I want it to upgrade those Reuters to the high hand attack, into the high hand attack Reuters, but then it doesn't allow you to train more Reuters, if that makes sense. Without being on the Dutch, it might be a little hard to understand that. Basically, I wanted to disable the Reuters in the barracks. It enables Independence Dragoons, but any Reuters you already have get that hand attack upgrade. Now, that you might say, oh, that's a nerf to Reuters or whatever, why would anybody send that card? But the point is that with that, if you have the age 5 upgrade, to get age 5 goon, now you have to, now you want to get rid of your, it's like you're trading your Reuters for an age 5 unit, so that's just my thought on that. It's nothing that important. It's fine to have Reuters and Independence Dragoons. I just thought they might want to do that. But that's all I have for this one. And I'll see y'all, or y'all will see me on the next one.